Previously on Mailman Mechanic. I am finally going to work on my blue Scion XP. It's been a long summer. You can see the kids have gone swimming. I pretty much use this as a drying rack and a parts collector. But now I've got to get this thing on my mail route. So I have this engine from my other XP, has a blowed head gasket. I'm going to fix it right. Take that engine that is knocking and rattling, take it out, put this one in there, and then put it on a 77-mile postal route. Well, that was the plan, at least. Things happened, and I was able to redo a lot of this working on this vehicle, and I really didn't get much of it. Here's a few clips of it. Oh, here you have it. It is finally out. I left the transmission in. Thing had been setting up for a while, and well, squirrels are making a home in here. So, thankfully, it looks like they didn't damage any of the wiring. So this is what's going on. This engine that came out of the other XP has dowel pins or alignment pins in it. This transmission has alignment pins from the other engine. I can't get either one of them to budge. No amount of clamping force can get it off. And it's not like they're an open on the back here where I can pound them out. So, you know, if I put engines in before without alignment pins, it's all right. So I'm grinding it off smooth. Got to do what you got to do. Let's take this out on the road. But first, I have to be completely transparent with you. This thing does not run entirely properly. Now, let me explain. When it idles down, it is obviously not running top notch. And what I think is going on is, I know what's going on. One of the valves must be leaking. Now, I did send this head off before I put it back on to have them go over it, you know, mill it down and everything. And when I spoke to the shop, I said, hey, I need you to go through the head. To me, going through the head means making sure it's flat, checking the valves, but maybe I wasn't specific enough. Anyway, I've never had problems with this auto repair shop, and to be honest, they've shut down now. They had a good reputation, but maybe things were starting to slip. I don't know, but the gentleman retired, and I mean, it is what it is. So I put the head on here. Everything's timed out. The head gasket's on there. But when it idles down, you can hear it. It's kind of missing a little bit. It's not throwing a code, but it's not getting compression like it is. So I'm going to show you by going through doing a compression check. But there's another way that you can tell if one of your valves is leaking. And that is the napkin test, paper napkin. And I'm going to crank it up. I'm going to hold this to the exhaust, and now since it's warmed up, I'll show you. This should be blowing out, not sucking in and blowing out. Let's take a look. You go to your tailpipe and you take the paper napkin, and at first it's blowing out pretty good, but as you get it closer, look at it. It's sucking it in just so briefly. So it's not leaking horribly bad, but it's leaking enough to where it wants to suck this in. And if it was really bad, it would definitely suck it in and throw it back out. See that? That should not happen. It just absolutely should not be happening. I'm going to do a compression check, and just looking at them, and I'm suspecting it's either 2 or 3 that's running low. But it's nice and brown, golden. It's burning right. I don't see any soot deposits. And look at this one here. That's out of number 3. I'm going to go on down and check number 1, and then I'm going to do a compression check. Well, I mean, that one's a little bit darker, but I mean, I don't know, that one's a little dirty. Well, let's look at number 4, because number 4 is normally the strongest on these engines. I mean, they're all supposed to be the same, but last time number 4 was the strongest. I mean, it's nice, golden, a little dark right there. Okay, but it's not wet, it's not any of that. So now, let's test it. I think that's going to be the right, should be. Let's go to, actually, let me do number 3, because I'm thinking it's going to be that one. And then we're going to just pile these up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see which ones are the strongest. 25 on this one. Say 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Well, basically about 95. That one is just below 90. I mean, not great at all. And this one is lovely at 120. That's cylinder number 1. So number 2 is the weakest so far. 3 right behind it. Let's see what number 4 is like. That is not good. It's not good at all on this. Well, no wonder it runs a little rough. I'm assuming all these valves are just, the valves need to be gone through. You know what I'm going to do about it right now? Absolutely nothing. Let me throw the spark plugs on this and take it for a ride. This is the way it sits now. It's got a 2-inch lift on it. So, and then it's got these big rims somebody gave me. Now, these, when I put this on the route, I'm not going to keep these on. These are just too expensive to constantly replace, but these are 18-inch rims. This thing comes with 15-inch originally. Yeah, I've already had it down the dirt road a little bit. Yep. This side had some damage. This door doesn't close correctly. The power door locks don't really work. The paint, the clear coat is missing on it. The hood doesn't latch correctly because the frame behind it is bent. But you know what? This girl will run, and it's actually quite fun. This thing runs, even though it's down on compression on 3 of the 4 cylinders, but it runs. As soon as you give it fuel, it's heading down the road. And honestly, it's quite fun to drive this. My oldest son drove it, and he's like, that was fun. Now we live around some dirt roads, some forestry trails actually. Let's take it down some of these dirt forestry trails. It's not 4-wheel drive. This one's not a bad trail, but can we get a little bumpy? So back there where that was smoking, that's where Division of Forestry goes and burns everything ever so often. And just to keep it from basically turning into a wildfire area. So yeah, they literally set the forest on fire, but it's very controlled. And it keeps it to where, and you'll see here in a minute when we get like level with the road. Hey, look at that smoke, smoking right there. See, so that the road acts like a fire break. Well, it is a fire break. And so you can see it's growed up, but it's not so thick that if a forest fire came through here, it wouldn't like burn the whole forest down. Case in point, see, those are snags. That's what they call those dead trees sticking up. And look, it's burnt right up to the swamp. It's kind of cool looking. And look at that, there's still flame up in that one. You see it back there? See the snag, the broken tree right there? There's flames up on the top. And then look at the one below it. There's a fire. But that's not gonna set the forest on fire. It's all within what they call the black. took a ride in it. It runs great, seriously. I mean, as you're in the throttle, as you're just cruising, it does great. The only thing is at idle. Am I gonna fix that? Probably eventually, but not right now. I'm gonna drive this bad boy till I decide it's time to fix it. So here, it's gonna do good. And yeah, no, I'm not gonna deliver mail with tire rims that big. And really, the real thing is that's a rough ride, and they're expensive. So I'll be just putting some regular rims on here, some regular tires, so I can go through them. It's beat up, but hey, finally on the road, running-ish. But that's cool. Mailman Mechanic. See you at the mailbox.